Sure, it's a whole different mindset about when you put another box on or whatever. They're busting out. I had a swarm last Sunday in one of them.
There you go. Busting out means that you needed another box. It's
gave
always
them,
the same mentality. You're like, wow, there's a lot of bees in this box. I better put another one out.
oh, I had given them a new one, but I think they'd already made up their mind by the time I gave both hives a new one. Now I'm thinking that the one that didn't swarm probably needs another one, and then it's going to look like the White House hive because I'm going to need a ladder to get to the top of it. But anyway,
we're going to give you a step ladder. For
yeah, I'm not height challenged, and I'm still reaching. So anyway, they're doing well. We'll see.
I'm David Edwards. I'm from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and my wife and I have a place over here on East Pond Road. I've only been keeping bees 3 years. I have 10 frame mediums, just converted over to that, and it was a pain to make the conversion over there, but I'm going to like it a lot better, I think, once it all settles in. Just the 3 hives. I brought 1 hive through the winter, and now I have 3. And they're doing reasonably well, and I'm worried about them at home because I'm going to be away from them for 40 days.
40 days?
40 days.
Well, this time of year is not that bad, really. You know, as long as they have honey, because August there's not really much going on.
It is in Oklahoma.
Oh.
Yes, see here.
You have bees in Oklahoma too?
I beg pardon?
Do you have bees in Oklahoma?
That's where they are.
Only.
Oh,
only.
okay, I'm sorry.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
But it's,
oh, yeah.
we have drought from about now until early September. No rain.
All right, so we'll get back. So I was saying about queen right cell builders. So for that, I use a queen excluder, and I have the bottom box, which has a queen in the bottom, still laying, and I compact her with a sealed brood of all different ages, but mostly older, because I'm going to do it every 4 to 8 days, okay? And I have a queen excluder, and then I'll have another box, maybe of honey, whatever, because I run 3 boxes of 10 frame mediums, okay? And 1 box is a feed super, so I don't really care to have brood in it. My mentality is still like people who run a deep and a half, right? 1 deep, 1 medium. And so, because 2 mediums equals a deep. So. And I'll put in that top box where I'm going to put the graft, I'll put an open frame of brood, some sealed brood, younger sealed brood, or whatever, you know, just fill it up a little. And a frame of pollen, honey. And then eventually my graft frame. And for all these, you know, one of the difficulties for me is always getting enough brood, because you really want them strong, but like I said, you know, you want them to be on the cusp of swarming, but not actually swarming, which, you know, so...
That's how it feels.
Yeah, and you ask them and they never tell you, right?
No. So, that's the difficult part. And then for my graft frame, like I said, you know, when you read the books, it says, oh, you want to graft the youngest larva possible. But no, that's not true, because I can see very young larvae, like egg. I mean, I can see eggs very good, okay, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I used to say to my doctor, I have better than 20/20 vision. I see things that aren't there. But then one of them got concerned, so I was like, no, it was a joke. And so you want them to be on a bed of royal jelly. You want to be able to see the shine, okay? But you still want them small. Graft, put them in a cell bar. I use plastic cell cups because they're easy. You know, if I had time and really wanted to do.
Do you cut it out and pop it in? How do you remove them?
I have the frame like this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Kidding. I don't want the wrinkles. I scoop it out with a tool. So they have one that's a metal pick. They have the Chinese bamboo grafting tool, which I highly recommend. It's very easy.
You go into the cell and you scoop it out,
You
the
scoop it
egg
out.
with the little royal jelly around it.
Yep. Yep. And then you have a plastic cup that is the same diameter or close to as a queen cell. And you slide it off.
It slides off easily?
No.
Oh, that's what I was concerned about. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
If you use that metal pick, I mean, that is very difficult. That's how I first learned, and I mean, that was very hard. But this Chinese bamboo grafting tool, and I keep saying Chinese bamboo because there's now a plastic one, which I'm sure is Chinese plastic,
Probably.
but that one is not that good. Okay,
So is it like a little spoon on the end? Or? I've not seen one, so I'm at a disadvantage.
did you bring one?
I have the Chinese bamboo grafting.
So you're saying a pick, and I'm thinking something sharp and pointy.
Yeah, think of like a dental pick. It
Right,
has
okay.
a very tiny hook. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it is very tiny. The thing itself is on a long metal rod, you know,
Okay.
but you are, with that thing, I mean, that is very difficult.
Almost sounds like a really tiny crochet.
Yes,
Yeah.
but thin.
Thin, very
Okay,
thin, yeah.
Huh.
But you guys can find them. I mean, they're $10. They sell them at Datums. They probably sell them somewhere around here.
visually challenged, we probably need to have.
I said in the beginning that the visually challenged should probably not even attempt.
Well, maybe if we had those things
See
that
what I
sit
should
down
read
with a
down.
magnifying glass.
Yeah, you can try it.
Like that?
Yeah.
We'll give it to
Yeah, I mean,
Jessica.
of course, some
She
people
loves
do
going in
that
and doing all that.
and everything, but it is very frustrating. And like I said, I mean, it is. I started off by saying, I mean, this has been a very ego-busting event. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I think I do everything right. You know, and I'm like, what in the world? I'm not. You know, this one time I was so confident that I was grafting well that I started speeding up. No. So,
There is a head-mounted, called an Optivisor is the brand, and it comes with different strength oculars, and it makes it allows you to work. You don't have to work up close like this. You can work back, and it's quite useful for something as precise as you're talking about.
I know some people that have these type of glasses, and I think they belong to the Hive Club, so you might want to ask around.
When you do this, are you doing this outside or are you doing this in an enclosed area?
It depends on the day. So down in Florida, which I go to for 6 months out of the year, because right now I'm trying to build my business. So I started with 30 hives, and now I'm up to 72. I'm going to say 72 or less. And so, and that's because we got to pay that money. Anyway, and so I go to Florida right now to try to build them up and do it for a living and grow my business to where I can stay in Maine year round, because who wouldn't, right? Though I'm not sure I would do winter. But anyway,
Great.
yeah. So where were we? What were we
Winter's
talking
my
about?
favorite.
I was asking how, when you take them out, do you take them out outside? You do the
Oh, so in
transfer, or do you
Florida,
do it
I
in
do
a
'em,
building?
Outside, most days. And I have a wet towel and I cover them because they need high humidity, right? And even though it is humid always, still, you want to, especially with the sun beating them down, because now you've removed them from their dark home and you have them in this plastic cell cup or a light-colored wax cup.
Are you being bothered by other bees when you're doing this?
Sometimes, but sometimes not. You can always position yourself in a sunny spot away from the hive. And you can walk away.
Okay.
And I have a brush, I brush them off. Sometimes not. But here in Maine, and you will see in this photo book that I have a grafting shack. It's just a canvas thing. But you have to keep in mind, I'm doing this every 4 days. Okay, so I want it to be nice and comfortable or whatever, But this year I didn't set it up. It was easy. And, it was an easy summer for me. And so, or I'll do it in my truck. Like right now, some of these days where I'm grafting. And it seemed like in the beginning of the spring, every graft day was a rain day. And that, my mating definitely took a hit. And that's one of the cons to North